Good morning, it's the 25th September. Hope this video finds you well. Welcome if you are new to my channel. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time these days, so my videos will be sort of quite quick. Okay, if I have 10 minutes, I'll try and do a quick video of something I've seen. Now, this is a bit of a mix and match. My friend sent me a picture of a Q drop, and I will tell you what it said. Okay, so if I could only find it, here we go. Before I read you the Q drop, I was shuffling my cards and I was thinking about President Trump, Harry's soul coach. My friend sent me his, I think it was TikTok, and he was saying that President Trump was at the UN conference and he was talking about our mayor in the UK, and what he's doing to London, and he's always talking about him. So I do think because he was in the Q drops, he's got to be part of this movie in a way. But I'm only telling this because I was thinking about it as I was shuffling my cards. I finished my cards to start this reading, and I looked at this always happens to me, I looked at the back of the cards. So this is how I shuffled, and I've finished, and I have new beginnings. I have aura clearing. You may be able to read them. I'll hold them up quickly for you so you can pause and read. I have inner strength. Interesting. History. I have new beginnings, and I actually have a military kind of card, and I had this card now. I had this card the other day when I was talking about it. I believe, okay, looking at those cards, either that will change, he will change his position, or he already has changed his position, if you know what I mean. And actually have new beginnings. So I think new beginning is coming. And off of the back of that, so President Trump was talking about him. So this video wasn't meant to be about him, but because I ended on those cards, I thought I should share them. And he was talking about him, at this UN conference, and saying, what he's doing to the UK, how he's changing the UK. And then my friend said to me, apparently Middleton wants to run for mayor. He was an army guy. And I thought, oh, there you go. There may come a point, that's underneath. There may come a point in time where either we get to choose or all of them change, kind of thing. Like there may be a moment, there will be a moment. Before Labour got in, I always had this card right from the start they got in. So that, here comes a cat. That tells me, great timing. Sorry about that. That's Willow. That tells me, you had to ruin my video. That's how this is going to end for the UK or for the Labour Party and everything that's going on in the UK. I have St George's Cross, the flag. That's where it's going. That was the beginning, and this will be the end. That's what was going to happen. Okay, and I believe that will all come to the surface, all of it. And so whether there will be a new mayor, very likely, the whole system looks like it's going to completely change. So I think that's still a very strong possibility, if not him, somebody else. It may be. It may well be. I think he's going to put his application forward, if you like, with that card. Now, that would be very exciting. I'm going to pull one of these. Got my interest peaked. And Middleton running for mayor. Ask. Okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness. Right, so he's really trying to help. And I don't know how it works because I'm not sure elections of, the old system of elections. I'm not really sure how that works for the future, but I do think maybe that's about us asking and eventually our country will decide what mayor we want, etc., etc. So it may not be directly about him. I think it's up for debate, and I think it's up for the taking. So I think it's very possible whoever wants to run, maybe we get to say who we want now. So I'm not saying he definitely will get in, but I do think it's very, very likely all going to change and up for debate. Oh, look at the bottom as I was shuffling. I've got magic and groundedness. Magic. And the magician, he performs magic. Woohoo! Maybe this is all part of the movie. We get to choose. Everything changes. That's interesting. So that was really... wanted to add that because that was on the bottom of my cards. So I might as well continue with that actually. I've done Aunt Middleton. Sorry if this is all about the UK, but I don't have much time and we are rather in the thick of it. Just remember what's happening to us is probably you're getting similar in your country, and when it ends, maybe it ends here first, but then it will end for all of you as well in a more positive way. In fact, that card wanted to flip. You got to wait, be patient and wait for it to change, okay? So unfortunately that's about being patient and waiting to get what you want, and then you will get to a point where your country will be more comfortable as well. Okay, so what was my other question going to be? I don't know if I mentioned this the other day, but I'm not sure if I did it on my last video. I haven't had time to look at it, but I think I might have asked, do we have to wait till next May, when apparently everyone's saying, or my friend tells me as well, that apparently Keir Starmer may go, and that's what the newspapers are alluding to, not me. Now, it's interesting, okay? It's interesting. This is the Labour Party. This is the Labour Party. This is their seats, and this is the head of the seat of the Labour Party. Very interesting. Will he lead? Do we have to wait till May? Do we have to? No. I would okay, I'm not going to try and get your hopes up too much, but we could be free of that governmental system by then, before then. We could be. I don't want to get your hopes up too much. It's about trust at the right time. Okay, gone. Now, maybe then this leads on to the one I actually wanted to do. My friend sent me a picture of the Q drops. Now, the first one was, it was number 4289 if you follow them. And it says it's a marathon, not a sprint. And the next one then says 4795, September the 30th, which is next week, but this was 2020. And it says the marathon ends. Not only that, she sent me a screenshot of Baron Trump saying the EBS is going to happen on the 30th next week. Now, obviously, I've been doing this. How many videos have I got on my channel? EBS is tomorrow. Never happens. However, that's because we're not meant to know exactly the date. I don't know if that X channel with Baron Trump was legitimate, or somebody else just jumping on the bandwagon, or someone pretending to be him. So I asked her, was that a genuine tweet? She didn't know. She said she's just going to share it with me anyway. But September the 30th is in the Q drops. I don't think it says EBS, but I think it said marathon end. The Baron Trump's tweet said EBS, but I always assumed the EBS was meant to be not known. Nobody knew that except those in the top. Wouldn't it be lovely? So I won't have to pay my credit card the next day. I've been saying that for so long, and now, silly on me, has been waiting so long. Don't recommend it. Anyway, we're going to have to take these things with a grain of salt. You're going to have to do what's best for you at this point. Now, I'm going to ask about that. I can't guarantee it's going to happen, because my feeling was is going to happen at the right time, and you know, we don't get to know that information. But maybe they've confused us so much at this time they're actually telling us, and they're thinking, well, they're not going to follow it because they know that no one's going to know that date, and that could be the actual date. Wouldn't that be funny? Okay, the EBS. What do we need to know about? It's a marathon end. The Q drop was September the 30th, and that's next week. Is that significant for an EBS for us? What do we need to know? Oh, see, I told you this could be. What was the tweet? What was the Q drop? Marathon end. Oh, yes. Okay. The other day I had this card, okay? And I think I said the EBS can't happen yet because there's some information, or we're waiting for some information, or that information is not known, okay? Now, this is information that's either buried or needs to come to the surface. So either that information we don't get, we're not privy to, or it could be, which I think is more likely, some information is going to come out first before the EBS, and this could be what that is about. I also have justice here. I know that's justice because it's damaged. Now I don't know whether to pick it. Okay, I took a moment to look at them, and then I decided that was the one I was going to pick anyway. Good job I picked it. Good job I picked it. Oh, they're bringing the battle to the end. So, okay, it's to do with information. Legal information, justice, waiting for justice, justice brewing. Justice brewing, okay? Something's been going on, okay? So justice brewing, hidden information, and it's almost like they didn't want it coming out, or this information to be known, and it feels like they've been preventing it or preventing justice with this coming out, and now this looks like this is coming to an end. This is done now. They're ready. They've waited. So this is the marathon end. That now, like, admit defeat, now this information is going to be known, or the EBS will be known. But I think it's almost like the defeat, it's been defeated. Now, this doesn't show me information, but I think originally it was about information, because I kept getting information cards. Oh, look, this is exciting. This is very exciting. I've even got red card, red for justice. Look at this. The scales of justice. Legally, legal information, legal wranglings, waiting for justice. And this is very, very now close to the end. This is 9 out of 10. Very close to, maybe when that information comes out, this guy is on standby. Yes, and he's in a military suit. I'm so glad I read on it now. Okay, this is what they've been waiting for. This information, whatever it is secret, or even linked to the EBS, which might come after. I feel like it's all like linked to it, something they've been waiting for, something they've wanted. I did read on it the other day myself, and I actually had the death card. So it's going to slowly change, but painful. So, every day maybe things are changing. We just don't always see it. This is an ending. An ending, and it's information. That's going to be shocking. I mean, look, it said a marathon end. Let's see what happens on that day. I don't think the EBS will be on that day, though. Okay, let's see what I've got here. Oh, wow. I said about EBS, I've actually got silence. Every time I tell you to get provisions, and it doesn't happen. Whoops. Silence. Or has people been silenced? Good fortune and silence. Interesting. Don't know. Because I don't know what it's about. Just reading a Q drop. What do I need to know about marathon ending? Marathon. Wow. Oh my goodness me. Just when I said to my friend, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen for ages, we're going to be sitting here, well I won't be, but we're going to be sitting here till 2032. Home. Interesting, I wonder what change your home environment. Home. Interesting. Okay, so I don't entirely know, but that's what I have. Maybe we're close. Home could be close to the end point. Anyway, that's what I've got. I want to ask a couple more things. Okay. They were nothing. It's nothing to do with that, but I don't want to do another video. I haven't got the time, so I'm going to stick it on the end of this. I went to supermarkets yesterday. Supermarket, and like honestly, it was actually. I'm going to say what it is because it doesn't matter. It's all the supermarkets, but I was actually in Marks and Spencer's, believe it or not. Yes, and every packet of biscuits was like £3, and I thought I'm not spending that. And you know what was even more unbelievable? Is that they had birthday cards, right? And they're not using plastic anymore. And so you'd think, well, okay, you're not using plastic, so it saves you money, so maybe you put the prices down. But it felt like they were just putting the prices up. It felt like, stick another £1 on there, stick another £1 on there. Anyway, that was the card situation. And then the biscuits, like £3, £4. It's like everything, other items. It just felt like I've never seen prices this high. Now, I'm not just calling out Marks and Spencer's. All shops are doing it. All the supermarkets, all the countries are going through the same thing. It's inflation. Now, how much longer are we going to have to endure this? Because I know everyone's struggling. It's just ridiculous, these prices. So are we going to get a break from these huge prices in the world of supermarkets? Or just everything in general is costing a fortune. Yeah, I don't really know why it's going on like that, but it could be like fear as well. Everybody's feeling really fearful and confused, and equally why a packet of biscuits costs £3 but a loaf of bread costs 65 pence. Crazy. Oh, that's a huge amount of money. So just plonking a huge amount of money on your goods. Okay. Judgment Day. Maybe we're at that point now where it's so unbelievable. To be honest, that's a major card. It could be all linked to the past. Just this is a big expense. Okay, big expense could be linked to the past. I don't know why. Okay, so this is only a minor card, but this is still a bit of frustration going on. Maybe to reconfigure things is not going to be that easy just yet. Maybe it's not the right time just yet. Or maybe we're very close to something happening and then they can reconfigure things afterwards. Maybe they'll be like trying to pull things back into balance. I don't know. It's interesting that the biggest card is right now. Is it about to happen? Don't want to get your hopes up. Okay. What I think is also happening is they're focused at the moment on the structure. Like, I don't think the food is the most important thing for them at the moment to sort out. That's what I think. So it could be that even if this does come to that point, we may still have a bit of a struggle afterwards. I'm going to see what else I get for food. When will we get a break from the cost of food? You know, how much longer will this go on? Heal. Eventually. But this is a big sum of money. So they're just putting a big sum of money. Good news, eventually. What did I have? Oh, and I just flipped that over. I'd healed, didn't I? Wait. We're going to, like I said, I think great news is heading your way. Abundance is coming in many forms, and I just don't think it's the first priority. So unfortunately, we may have a bit of a wait. Next one, apparently my friend Karen said to me that apparently the heat's going up as well next month, just in time for the grannies to put their heating on in the winter. Oh yeah, hence why I'm wearing a warm fleece already, because everybody tries not to put their heating on till October. Ooh. Right, why are they putting heating up again in the worst months of the year? How much longer is this going to go on for? So awful, isn't it? And I've even heard President Trump talking about we don't need to be paying this kind of amount of money for our heat. There are other ways. It's terrible, really. Sorry, I had to decide which pack I wanted. It's almost as if like they know there could be other ways of doing this, but they're not looking at that, okay? Not interested. And we're going to have to wait for good news in a way. It's kind of what it's saying. But the future looks much better. Is it that? Okay. It's really extortionate at the moment as well, by the way, with that card. It's very expensive. It might even be saying to me as well that while we have the power structure we have, that will always remain like that, expensive. And maybe that's another thing we have to wait for, waiting for an ending. The future, it will change. Oh, wow. It may change under an EBS with a magician, or something amazing is going to happen. Something amazing, magical, spontaneous is just going to happen, and that creates a massive change, which is a Wheel of Fortune. So that's good news. And the Strength card, that's really good news. I just don't know yet again, sadly, when, for the poor elderly people or people in poverty, who conserve their heat. When will we get some good news about heating prices coming down, not up? Oh my goodness, I got it again. Look. This is a major card though. So also, and look how positive it is. I just don't know when, unfortunately. But it's harder to shift, which means that will be a positive change at some point. It could be quite quick, maybe. I've got the white hats. They're looking at the structure, and then I've got Judgment Day yet again. Unfortunately, I think and I've got like New Direction. So unfortunately, I still think we're everything's hinging on some information I think's got to come out first, and everything will change after. I just don't think it will happen before. Now the last one. Okay. Swift system. Somebody mentioned the Swift system. Is this Swift system? Mentions of Swift system. Anything to do with Swift system coming out soon? Swift system being up and running. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I have to be honest there. News. Maybe weeks. Maybe. I always sort of try and say I can't guarantee time scales, but I'll look into it for you. Yeah, that's good system. That's a really good system when that is up and running. Something to do with independent payments. You'll be independent. Does it work with your independent banking? I don't know. Something that you can manage yourself, perhaps. Something like that. They're waiting. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whatever was being used before Swift is slowly changing. But then Swift will come in and change it forevermore. It just changes the whole system. And this could be to do with transactions, acts of service, transactions. Now, I don't know how it works. Because this could be like money coming back to you. This could be generosity. This could work more in our favour for banking. I don't really know, but I will tell you it's really positive. But I still don't have any time frames. But I did get a good news card, perhaps, maybe, weeks, maybe. It's either something working in tandem, or can it work in tandem, or are we waiting for something to finish first? Why do I have a stress card? You probably know more about it than I do. Feeling stressed or don't feel stressed. It's working in tandem, or will work in tandem, or it will switch and then it will work out better, or it will work itself out. Don't really know, so I don't know much about it. Swift system, anything we need to know? Move. There you go. Hope that helped you. Okay, kind of done everything now. Last one. Yeah, so you might get news. Interesting, you might get news. Yeah, maybe some information. Maybe as well that could be when people leave. I think so much waiting on the sidelines to happen, but can't happen just yet. Yeah, there you go. There will be a lot happening once this ends. Because this is someone who's going to work really hard, and to change everything back, everything that's so messy and confusing now, a whole structure, and they were gonna end it all. They're gonna move it onto into a positive direction. Okay, from hardship. And it might happen quite quickly. And I wonder if that was also the solar flash. Chris is always saying it's to do with the solar flash or solar flares. I'm not sure. And then we'll be on a new path. And that's the path, a road to recovery and healing. Right, I'm done. You just got to trust. You've got to trust. It will happen when it's going to happen with the Fool. Wow, these are lovely cards. It's almost like we're almost at the gatepost. Feels like we're close to looking at things differently, or maybe being at advantage finally, because he's up high. So he's kind of got an advantage point. Yeah, maybe that's, and they're all yellow, look. If not, we'll have to wait till spring because they're all yellow. Okay, what else do I have on that? I have three. They all flipped. Sensitivity. Be in the present moment. And natural healing. Hope you enjoyed my video. Have a lovely day and weekend. Bye now.